Okay, so as usual, sorry for the delay. At this point, it's just a major character flaw that I have to work on. Anyway, we got the final of the Banter series against Wesley. He had a difficult match against Maxim, turned that one around expertly, and in general has played very well to get to the finals. So I think it's going to be a good match. So anyway, let's get this going. And we're starting with a bit of an unusual opening in the first game. It's called the Greek in Norwegian. Now let's see how he responds to it. Okay. So if I go d4, I'm blundering a pawn. So I'll go bishop b5 instead. Knight e7. Then I can go d4, right? I can kind of go d4 now. a6. I don't have to take on c6, so I probably won't. If he goes b5, bishop b3, takes d4, takes d4, knight f5, I go knight e2, and I sort of protect everything. As far as I can see. Okay, he goes knight f5 immediately. I can take on c6, but there's probably no particular reason to. Let's see. I think I'm doing okay if I go knight e2, b5, bishop b3, take d4, take queen check, g3, we exchange everything on d4, then I take on d5. I think I'm doing okay there. So. If bishop d6, I think I'll take on c6 and then bishop f4. Or maybe even bishop f4 immediately. I don't know. Maybe I can even do something like c3, c3 castles, knight d2, then knight f1 next. Well, you know what? Having started out playing in such a provocative way, I think I should continue. Yeah, knight f1. And so after this, bishop c2. And I feel like long term, my prospects aren't that bad. Like, I guess he's a little bit better, but I don't think it's anything special. So I'll go g3 now. He can try and do something violent, but I'm not particularly worried about it. I mean, like rook e2, queen e2, then bishop g3, and capture everything. But I feel like worst case, I can just take back on g3, and then after queen h1, I go queen f1, and I sort of protect everything and then start to develop. So now after queen f6, I think I should go bishop f4. And I think I'm pretty happy that he played queen h4, because I do get this bishop f4 move, and then I'm sort of consolidating. 97. That's perfectly logical, of course. Okay. Actually, I don't need to take yet. Can go queen d2. This bishop b5 in the air. Okay, I'll just take on d6. Yeah, I'll just take. And then 93, I think. I feel like my position is quite okay. I'm spending a little bit too much time, but I believe it will be fine. Okay, now I guess I go rook e1. Or maybe I go knight f4 first. I think knight f4 first. He trades on c2, I just take back. Of course, rook e1 now. And I guess the slightly weakened position of my king means that he's a little bit better, but I'm not at all worried. Yeah, so he tries to exploit exactly that. I think I'll just go h4. And I'm just claiming that I'm gaining space rather than creating weaknesses. I'll take on f5 now, knight g4, and queen d3. Now I think I'm fairly well mobilized. We'll go b3. I don't see any major issues there. Okay, a4. And I just blundered b3. That is just insane. Oof. Way to ruin a decent game, huh? What have I done? What have I done? Queen d2, followed by... Okay, I guess I'll try it. Followed by 95 if I get a chance. Obviously, I'm grasping at straws now. Okay, he just moves the queen along. It's getting a little bit desperate now. That has to be said. We move along, g4, try and get our pieces into play, but I'm just a pawn down for nothing, basically. Okay, and I don't have a lot of squares for my pieces. This is just to create some confusion. Okay, rook e1. I think I probably just ended up self-pinning here. Okay, he wants to trade. Don't think I can do much about that. Trade, knight d3. He's trying to make a draw. Somehow, somewhere. Okay, knight e5. Oh, that is clever. He doesn't take. Okay, I'll just wait for now. Yeah, I didn't actually have to respond to that. Oh, I'm not so sure about this move. I'll give a check. Yeah, rook f6 was pretty bad. It's actually really, really bad. Now I'm back in the game. Queen f8, I take. Knight takes c6. I'm doing quite alright. Okay, we'll give a check. Rook d7. Obviously the time situation is a bit desperate now. Knight e7, rook e7, knight e5. Okay, I'll take. You could have gone b5 there. Probably would not have been good news for me. 5. It just comes down to hustle. Straight hustle. c7. I missed 96. Damn it. Thought he had to move his pawns. Okay. Go c4. Pawn ending is probably no good. So guess I'll try and arrange f4 instead. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Okay, I'll take it, I guess. Okay, knight h3, and we try and push. King b4. Okay, still push is the plan. I guess this is probably a draw now. We'll try. We'll try and trick him somehow. Knight 3. Not giving him a draw quite yet. Okay, g7. If he takes, I push. Here I go knight e5. Knight g8, I think, is the only move. He lost some time. Good stuff. Good stuff. What a bad game. But I like the end. So at the end, if he goes king h6, I got. If he goes king h6, I got knight g4. And if he goes knight g8, I go d5, king f6, and then d6. So my position may actually have been winning. Who knows? Anyway, some nice trickery there. Okay, so we get away with one there. And it's a good start. It's a winning start. Believe it or not. He's taking some time for the next one. Understandably. I actually think he fought really well after he blundered that pawn on c6. Probably going b5 there at some point would have been pretty dangerous for me. But I prevailed in the end, so I'm happy, of course. Okay, we'll go for the old Aljochin's defense. Take and g6. Let's see what he's prepared here. If anything. Yeah, bishop c4. Can go. I think you can go bishop e6. Let's see what it does. Just castling, huh? Okay, knight d7. I don't remember your theory here, so I'm basically improvising, but one of the points here is I wanna, with going bishop e6, is I wanna possibly save on c6 so that I can go c5 in one go at some point. and I may have some tactics, like if he had moved the knight, like knight f3, maybe I could have gone knight e3, win the bishop pair, bishop c4, and even though I'm a bit behind in development, I still just need bishop g7 castles to get a good position, so I was not so worried about that. Rook e1 feels a bit soft to me. Okay, I'm gonna take it, and then I think I'm gonna go bishop g7, because I feel like obviously the exchange sack is a very typical theme, but as long as I can castle queenside, the weakening of my king is not as important, and thus it shouldn't be all that dangerous. So I had an idea here. Knight c3 is not very attractive to me, because knight c3 happens and then he gets to develop with tempo. I can go knight to e3, and then if he goes bishop b5 check, I go c6, I take, he takes, and if either bishop c3, bishop e3, or fe3 protecting d4, I go c5. Now I've sacked a pawn, but I think I do get some positional compensation. Is this to the Banters for Tuesday nights? That is the question. Okay, whatever. Enough wasted time. I'll just castle. Not like a normal kid. And yeah, I have castled now, but I didn't think that he was gonna sack in exchange after he'd lost the tempo. I can go c5. Not crazy about that move. Okay, let me go for a5 instead. C4 is what I was kind of hoping for. I thought I had the opportunity to play dynamically now. The idea is knight b4. And bishop e6 is met by queen d1, followed by knight takes c2. So I'm not sure he's really in time to consolidate. Obviously, if he was in time to take on e6 and then protect c2, my position would be a wreck, positionally speaking. But I don't think he's in time, and thus I should be fine. If he'd gone c3 instead of a4, protecting against the threat of a4, I wouldn't have been able to do this, and I would have had to play, in a normal, slightly passive way instead. This way, I'm pretty happy. Because the whole construction with the bishop on g7, the knight on b4, and everything, all of it makes sense as long as white doesn't get to play c3. And I don't really think c3 is an attractive option here. Because I can just go knight d3, or even better, I go queen d1, bishop d1, knight d3, and I actually win material because both c1 and e1 cannot be protected. So in general, I think I'm achieving some of my positional goals here, and I have quite some pressure against his queen side. Probably knight c3 is the best move here. Then I take on b3. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I don't take back. No automatic moves. I take on c2. And if he takes on f7, I will be a pawn down, but I'm not even remotely worried about that. His rook will be poorly placed on a2. I will get rook f to d8, exploiting his somewhat retarded development, and here as well, I think just rook d8, and I should be doing perfectly fine. if I'd gone for, let's say, knight b4, his rook would have had an avenue into the game via d2 or e2. But now, well, he does get the rook into the game, but at least I've gained some time. I think I'll go knight d4 to create the threat against b3. And if knight d2, I'll go rook c8 probably. And here I'll go bishop h6. I don't think he can protect everything. So knight c4, I'll take on b3. And I think I should be better. Yeah, let's just go rook d4, see what he does. If this, no, I probably got to trade. Yeah, he's probably going to be able to make a draw here. Okay, rook c7. Let's try and make it a little difficult for him. I'm obviously short on time, but we're playing an increment, so it shouldn't be a major issue. Rook b3 is a good move, protecting the bishop on a3. And now I do have bishop c1. I feel like he might have missed that. We'll take this one, go e5. Try and gain some space. Oh, I missed rook b5. Now it's going to be a draw for sure. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. Okay, I'll take an a6, e6. Yeah, this is pretty clear draw. But I will obviously try and push a little bit, seeing as I do have an extra pawn. Okay, I'll go e5, rook c2. Okay, now rook d3, e3 is coming. Not 100% trivial. Pretty far from it, actually, as the knights who say ni would not say. Oh, f3, that was his idea. Okay, that was an unfortunate mess. Still, he had rook b4 there, maybe. And then he would be able to trap my rook. Okay. Rook f6. Sorry, king f6. We'll go back with the king, and we're hoping that his king is kind of shut off. Push h4. Okay, we'll push again. It's not immediately obvious to me that this is a draw. Okay, I think we have to get the rook behind. King goes. Still, he cannot take because the pawn ending is lost. So it's not at all obvious. We'll go check, take on f4, rook f3, and now I win the game. It's a little reminiscent of the game he won against Maxim in the quarterfinals, where he won completely drawn rook ending. A pawn up. Okay. 2 up. That's a pretty good start. And what's happening so far is that I'm spending way too much time, and but I'm sort of dragging him down to my level, in that he will spend a lot of time as well, and then he will get in time trouble, and we will both be in time trouble, and so far I've handled that a bit better. Okay, let's go for d4. Let's see what he has in store. He played the the Queen's Gambit against me in the recent St. Louis event. Here goes for the semi-tarish. Okay, I guess I'll take. And he goes for the boring line. Oh well. Okay. This isn't much. This isn't much at all. Okay, you go e4, I suppose. Takes. He clearly knows this stuff, which is not really part of my plan. Okay, so his idea is, I think, to go bishop d7, then knight c6, or maybe it is to go bishop f6 next. Would be nice to know. Queen b6, and then rook d8. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Probably don't have anything. Nah, don't think so. Guess I'll just castle. To rook d8, I'll go. Where will I go? Yeah, I mean, my first intention was just to go queen b3. But now I was thinking of some tricks with rook c1. Like hoping for knight c6 and then I take, sack the queen. And if bishop f6, I may have queen a4. Bishop d, nah, that's nothing. Okay, we'll just exchange the queens. Hope for the best. Okay, knight a6 is a bit surprising. I guess still a very decent move. So his idea here is to go knight c5, threatening both e4 and knight a4. Okay, so I'll start with, no, f3 is no good, obviously. What can I do then? Okay. Didn't see what to do, so I just take. The idea was ba6, I go knight c6, and I'm very slightly better in some opposite color bishop's position. But now I think I'm not at all better. It's slight weakness on ace b7, b6 is completely outweighed by the fact that he has the bishop here. Maybe there was even some knight bishop a4 funny business that could have happened there. So now I'm just trying to play it safe. Bishop b4, knight b4 next, maybe. Okay, we bring the old king along. Or will I? Yeah, I think I will. Getting a bit short on time again. And blundering a pawn. That is pretty bad news. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need a miracle to save this one now. Knight c4. Just playing too slowly and poorly, and might be finally getting the just sort of punishment for it. Just try to keep the game going. He's playing very fast. Okay. I mean, I don't think this is any good. I'm just trying to use any sort of excuse to try and set up a fortress. I think it's not even going to be close to enough. But it's got him thinking a bit, finally. Okay, now I have to go b3 in order to free the knight. Probably might as well give up e3. I don't think that pawn really matters too much. Okay. So the idea is to go f4. And then I'll go with the king to d4 and claim that I have some sort of fortress. Okay, now go knight to d4, I think. Okay, knight d6. Just hoping that this kind of works. Good thing is I think he probably missed it. If he hadn't gone king g8, g4, I probably would have gone h4, try and close up the king side and claim that I have some sort of fortress. So it goes for f6. I don't have to take, but I think I will. Okay. Getting dangerously short time. I do have some drawing chances here, I think. Okay, knight f8, we win a pawn. That's got to be a good start. Probably will go e5. This is getting a bit iffy for him. Okay, I'll actually take it. It looks a bit counterintuitive to give him a pass pawn like this, but I guess I have to go g4, otherwise his pawn was queenie. And I might be doing okay, actually. e7 seems like a safe pre-move. I don't think he's winning g4, and because of that, I believe I'm sort of escaping. Okay, now I got knight g6, this little trick getting the knight to e5. Cannot take on g4, and thus I believe the game should be drawn. King f3, I think he has no way to make progress. Yeah, I think he can't do anything. b6, I just give a check and I go back. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could have tried and no, I mean, there was no way I was winning that anyway. I mean, I was 2 pawns down and I had no time, so I should quit yapping. I'll just play. Okay. He means business. He's already made his first move. That's what I know from this game, these games, that whenever I get to the next and my opponent has already made their first move, then they mean business. So let me go for just something normal. And speaking of normal, he plays the the Italian, and indeed, what could be more normal than that? Okay, whatever. We'll go h6, and we'll go a6, and just play very normally. Of course, Wesley is somebody whose style is well suited to positional play, but I'm not worried about that. I feel like I can also compete well in that department. So I'm going for the standard plan of just going bishop e6 and exchanging those, and then trying to get some play in the center. I had this against Ding, and he played c4, I believe. Then I went a5, and we had ourselves a complicated fight. I guess d4 is sort of more normal. I go knight g6 in order not to trap my own rook. And c4, interesting. I should be into details here, but evidently I'm not. Wesley really likes positions with some space advantage. I mean, who doesn't? But I don't really know what I can do about it. Let me go a5. Whether it's good or bad, it's at least throws a bit of a spanner in the works. I guess it didn't because he went b5 immediately. I guess I can take with some more credibility. We'll go rook e8, I think, and if knight f5, I go knight e5 and hope for the best. Rook a3. Very logical stuff. So, no pun intended. Bishop c5, rook g3, bishop b4, knight f5 is happening. That's probably no good. This may have been an important miss by me. Yeah, I really don't like this now. Where's my counterplay? Okay, yeah, it's clearly he must have studied my game against Giri and realized that I cannot play against the Italian. Okay, we'll take it. Just to try and get at least some semblance of stability here. Rook e6, I don't know, queen e7 next. It's a bit yucky. I'm hoping that after like rook g3, queen e7, it's not that easy for him to protect everything. Okay, now after, yeah, okay, let's go b6 first, try and be a bit flexible. Then maybe knight d7 to c5. Although he is going to try and run me over as quickly as he can. But now, at the very least, I'm not getting mated with rook g3 and so on. So I'm getting mated this way instead. That is, of course, a bit unpleasant. Okay, I'll go knight c5. Pretend like everything's fine. It's all good. It really isn't, but I'll pretend. Obviously, f5 can be met by knight e5. h4, I'll go queen d7. Just knight f3. Yeah, this is unpleasant. Okay, I'll go queen d7. and beg for mercy. Oh, f5 is probably strong now. Yeah, f5 is really strong. 95, 95, d5, bishop c5, then rook d1, and rook d5. I'm getting squashed positionally, so I have to sack the exchange after f5. 95, 95, rook e5, and then d5. Just hope for the best. My knight is pretty strong, so I think in blitz it's not a foregone conclusion that I'm losing that. And if bishop c5, yeah, this one I was not so worried about, because I get to oppose on the d file. If he had time for rook d, oh yes, rook d5, but is this really so scary? First of all, I can take it. I don't think I should, but I can go knight e7 and then this is his point. Okay, I missed that. Nicely played. Okay, I'll go f6. This is very dicey now. Yeah, this is certainly no good. It's the usual story. Down on time and a terrible position. Now is usually when I start to excel. Doesn't have an immediate kill at the very least. Okay, I'll go h5. I'm not so worried about the check. Then king e7. Okay, I'll take it. Rook d8. Knight e7. Is this really so bad? Probably is. Yeah, this really is so bad. Yeah, d6 just wins. Oh, rook d6. It's even better. Oh boy. Oh boy. Maybe I could have gone king e8 instead of fought on knight e6, rook d7. Ah, it's really bad as well. Okay, but that was thoroughly deserved. Why doesn't this open? Open! Come on! Ah, there we go. Mid-rank is open. Oh, that must have been the wrong game because I'm now black again, and that should not be the case. Do. Oh, game 5. I thought we were 6th. Okay, this is these are now brain farts in every direction. What do I do? I'll go c4, I guess. Knight c6. Sorry, knight f6. We'll have an English. Okay, let me go e3. Bishop b4. I had this against Aronian and St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. And he's thinking a bit at least. Yeah, this is a solid line. But I think Like, the extra tempo means that this must at least be playable, right? Okay, bishop d3 looks normal. And then I think we go b4. Wait a sec, maybe I cannot go b4. Okay, we'll play simpler instead. Check, bishop b4, and then after queen b6 we go b4. And my claim is that with that I will have some play with my bishop pair, although knight a6 I find somewhat annoying. And ruining my mood a bit. Yeah. Okay, I'll go b5 then. Not thrilled about it though. Okay, I thought I was sort of threatening to go f4. Apparently he's not at all worried about it. Bishop b2, he can go knight e6. Although then I have queen c3. And if f6, there's bishop b1 maybe? Yeah, I kind of like that. Bishop b7, now I can take, and queen e4, and there's a double attack. I also have serious ideas of going d4 that I just spotted. Okay, not right away. We'll go bishop c6. I didn't like f5 for him at all. Bishop b7, there still takes, and d4, I think. And obviously he cannot take twice because of bishop a3 with a skewer. So he probably has to do something along the lines of ed4, and then knight e6, but I believe with the bishop against knight, I should be somewhat better here. And also with a somewhat more secure king. So we'll attack his queen with tempo, never a bad idea, and occupy as many open lines as possible. Rook e8 was not possible because of takes, and then f5 is hanging. I guess his idea maybe to go f4 next. Am I worried about that? There is rook d5. f4, then I can take, and there's bishop a3. I kind of like that. So we'll take it, and then I'll go bishop a3. Or I can also go a5, as a matter of fact. I'll go bishop a3. Seems simpler. Yeah, rook f5. This is what I was slightly worried about. Yeah, that was a bit of a mess. Okay, I don't have much then. I still have a little bit. Rook c4, I think. I am somewhat better here. Well, an f4 is a little bit weak. And the pin might be a little bit annoying. So I think I'll take on c5 now. And he may just have under f4. Yeah, okay, he gets this. He gets rook c4. Okay, that was maybe a tad on the naive side. But still, I'll try and do something here. You cannot force a draw immediately at the very least. Okay. 3, I think. Oh, now he tries. Oh no, but this doesn't force a draw. This doesn't force a draw at all. He does get to exchange a pawn, but now his rook is fairly passive. So I don't think this was necessarily a good idea. Okay, we'll gain some space. And he will have some pretty difficult questions to answer. I'm not worried about this king going to the queen side at all. Because my counterplay, if you can call it that, will be very, very strong on the king side. No, this doesn't work for him. I think I'm gonna just take and push f4 probably now. Seems pretty clean. Or no, what am I doing taking back with the king? I'll just take back with the rook. And if king b5, rook b5 check, take on g5, I should be comfortably ahead in that race. Now, yeah, I'll take and then I'll push g5 and it should be all over. Okay. Yeah, I can just push. Rook g8, I check on f5, then king g5. And he has no counterplay. Yeah, this is absolutely dead lost. I think he made a very instructive mistake there when he went for the plan with a6 exchanging, and then it meant that he did get to exchange a pawn, but also his rook became really, really passive. So I don't think overall it was a worthwhile trade for him. Okay. This means I'm back to being 2 games up, and I will take a very, very small bathroom break. Okay, I'm back, and we're gonna go for game 6. Still some problems with copying. Okay, so he's gonna e4 again. I don't think I'll just willy-nilly enter the Italian again. Feels like he knew that stuff too well, and he's very strong in those maneuvering positions where he has a space advantage. Speaking of maneuvering positions as where you have a space advantage, you don't get any of those in the Caracan, yes? But I'll give him something else at the very least. Okay. Would be good if I had a plan of what to do here, but I don't, so there you go. I mean, I did play c5 here many years ago against Kariaki. I think 10 years ago in Romania, but oh well, I'll try something else. Clearly he knows this stuff better than I do. Now I think you go knight b3, prevent c5. I believe that is his idea. Then knight c8. This is something that I think Topalov did many years ago. At least I think I saw it in a game of his. I thought it was pretty cool. Basic idea of rerouting the knight anywhere is that that e7 is usually the best square for both the knight and the bishop, and you can only place one of your pieces there. So you have to get creative about where to put the other one. I think I'll go bishop e7. I'm not sure I should be fearing this. Although I am, of course, fearing 8s. That's a very obscure reference. Anyway, I hope to be able to go knight f8 and then knight e6 blockade, but he might have something violent here, like queen d3, g6, and then e6 takes, rook e1, king f7, queen e2, knight f. Oh, he goes for e6 immediately. Maybe that's even better, but my intuition sort of told me that he should have provoked. He should have provoked g6 as well. Okay, this could get ugly. But for the moment, I'm sort of sticking to my guns and taking pawns. Yeah, I really want to go queen c8 here. I'm allowing b3, knight d6, knight e5, king g8, but it could end up not being that terrible. Okay, I'll do it. For the lulz. I mean, comparing to what I had in the first game, at the very least I'm pawn up. But there's no denying that he has great compensation for the pawn here. It's probably just better. Yeah, this move is annoying. move is certainly annoying. You know what? I've weakened my position so much already. What is one more? This move is annoying. I missed that one. Yeah. I was thinking bishop e5, knight, rook h7. And then probably b3, I'll take it, and then now I'm just getting at best a much worse version of that. Okay, so he just takes it. That's a bit surprising. Check. Okay, we'll go. Where do we go with the king? I think probably g7. Yeah. Don't love it. And we'll take an e5. What choice is there really? Mate had to be prevented. And now, if he takes everything and takes an e6, there is fortunately going to be a back rank mate, which may alleviate some of my most immediate issues. The fact that there is back rank mate. That is. If knight d3, I'll go knight g6. And one of my pieces is on a decent square, which is basically the crown achievement of my game so far. So we can go like rook e3, queen d7, now probably g3 followed by h4. Damn it! No, I fall for the cheapo! Ugh, ugh. No. No. If I'd gone like rook, no, it's still pretty bad. It's probably a lot worse than it looks. I mean, I thought I had my best position in a long time when just protecting everything, and more or less fine positionally speaking. That is annoying. Really, really annoying. Okay. Okay, time to regain focus. And I'll go for the same line if he allows me. Because I was doing pretty well out of the opening in my last white game. But we're back to +1, and this is a serious match. And I've lost my last 2 black games without much of a fight. Okay, what do I do here? Let's go a3. c2. Just a normal town of Sicilian, a tempo up. So far he's thinking a bit, which is lovely. Find out a lot of people don't play energetically enough when they're faced with these sort of systems that you play with one move more in reverse. That is, I think, the correct term. Bishop d6, like normally black would have castled already if we had reversed colors. Okay, I'm just gonna play it simple. This system is not a bad one with reversed colors, so how bad could it be? The tempo up? Probably not a real attempt at an advantage, but still very decent, I think. No, I mean, I have 2 ideas, either to go for e4 or to go for bishop d2 to c3. I think both of them are pretty reasonable. There's also b4. Don't know why I whiffed on that opportunity. There is something to be said for going h4 here. You know what? I kind of like it. It has very little pressure on my center, so I think I'm sort of allowed to play a bit adventurously. Knight a5 is not an issue because I can just take an a4 as far as I can see. Knight d4 is not dangerous either. Okay, so he's clearly intending queen e6, I think. Okay, we'll go h5. Seems reasonable from a positional point of view. Okay, yeah, this one. Yeah, I guess rook h4. Trying to gain some time. And he can avoid the exchange of queens, but I don't know if it will bring him any particular dividends. Okay, we'll go g4. Just gain some more space. And b5, I believe rook e4 was not too bad. No. I think g5 is not bad. At least I'm gaining some more space on the fourth rank for my rook. And now he goes f5. That is interesting. Okay, he is gaining a lot of space. So it's not illogical. But I have some ideas of my own. So we go knight h4, and if rook f8, we go e4. And my knight will establish itself on f5. So we'll take and play rook f4, probably. No? That's interesting. He believes that he has enough counterplay here. I'm not sure I can blame him for holding that belief. I think knight d4 will happen. You know what? I really want to play dynamically here, so I'm just going to go f4. And if he goes knight d2, e2, king c2 takes on g1, I have rook d7. If rook f5, then I have ef5, and fe5 is happening, and it looks like I have a lot of play. He goes for it. That's interesting. Looks very brave, but perhaps it's justified. Okay, yeah, knight e2 was missed. Take on c7, king, knight c3, we'll take back. Yeah, fe5 I think is just too much. And then we'll take on c5. Now f3 I go f6. So I don't think I have any particular issues. Yeah, f6. I take on b5. I don't really see why not. I'm getting too short of time to think too much about it, so I'll just do it. Check. I think I'll go king. Probably king d. Okay, I'll go king d3, whatever. Okay, rook e8, rook f5. Rook e5 is gonna happen, of course. Okay, I'll take. I guess this is fairly drawish now. Yeah. Probably very hard to win now. But I'm gonna try. Okay, he checks. I'm not too sure about this. Okay, I'll go away. Oh, it was actually a repetition. I was gonna go king b4 there, but I guess the position was just drawn. That was a bit disappointing. I thought I was able to get some chances there. Okay, we have e4 on the board yet again, and looks like I'm gonna have to try something else. So let's just go for my main kind of opening here, or let's play some bullshit instead. Why not? This line is not very good. Let's see what he has in store, though. Basically, the point of this is that I do have the bishop pair, so that means I have something to hope for, even though I have currently no pawns in the center, and I'm in imminent danger of losing the game in a few moves. Okay. This one, I don't know. I thought queen e4 was the main line there. Am I supposed to be worried about this? Maybe a little bit worried. Yeah, now g6 is a bit of an annoying weakening. Okay, we'll go bishop d7, I guess. Try and develop. Now king f7. Obviously king in the center. It's nothing new for me. Okay, so bishop c6. There's rook e1 and if queen d7, there's knight c7. That is very annoying. I guess I have to do something else. Okay, I'll go a6 first. Don't blow it though. Didn't really want to sort of let him get his pieces into play with tempo, but what can I do? Yeah, this is a little annoying. Okay, queen d5, I think. Would be thrilled if I could exchange some stuff with queen f3. There's now queen f5. And if f3. Okay, let's just try and put some pieces in the center. Maybe I should go h5 actually. Yeah, I probably should go h5 in order to prevent g4. Yeah, d4. This is a serious option, of course. But I was not like unduly worried about it. Queen on f5 is reasonably placed, and if g4, like I do have some ideas. No, this was missed, of course. This was completely missed. Now I'm in a lot of trouble. Yeah, how can I even protect my stuff here? I have to go e5, but that is super ugly. Queen c4, then I'm just lost. Oh, so bad. So bad. Never, pun intended, ever. Okay, queen e5 then. This is the definition of ugly. Queen b5. I think this may have been missed by him. This keeps him in the game, me in the game, and I think it was better for him to just to take immediately, I think. If c4, I bishop b4, we check. That is the crucial detail. And we live to see another day, possibly. d8. I go with this rook so that I can easier play bishop d8 later on. Change more pieces. Don't see any tactics for him, and as long as there's nothing immediate, I may have a serious chance to consolidate and thereby save the game. Okay, we'll just try and exchange. Should be fine now. This one I think I can just take. Take and go f5. And now I think this is just a draw. Obviously my pawn structure does not necessarily inspire confidence, but can I go f4 and then f3? I think it's not a bad idea. Maybe we should be e5 then. Okay, I'll play more conservatively. Now this, of course, ought to be a pretty standard draw. Okay. That was another narrow escape. Very, very narrow. Okay, so I'm still, as far as I can see, I'm still one game up. And there are 2 games to go. So this means that I'm in a pretty decent position. So, okay. This stuff has been working reasonably well, I think. Okay, so we just go c5 this time. We'll play asymmetrical English then. Let's see what he has in mind. Played this against Kasim in Isle of Man, FIDE Grand Swiss. He went for knight f6 there. h6 is a good move. Most certainly is. What's the deal here? Like, do you go d4 or e3 or e3? Maybe this is what I had against Wesley before in Côte d'Ivoire. Maybe this is actually it. It's a shame that I can't remember. Can't remember anything. Don't know if this is truth or real. Okay, castle seems reasonable. Bishop knight c3 shouldn't be an option. Now, is this where I go bishop d2? I have a feeling that I may have had this against Wesley before. A bit stupid that I can't remember. So the idea of this is that when if he takes a bunch of times on d4, then h6 is hanging. There's one more point, and I'm winning this thing. Yeah, this feels eerily familiar. Like something like bishop f4, knight f5, knight e2 or something. That's what I did. Or maybe. Okay, whatever. I feel like there's a hard limit to how bad this can be. So I do have the Solani, but h5 is h6 is always hanging, and at least I'm a little bit better developed. And those bishops are pointing at least half menacingly against his queen side. Yeah, I think I'll just trade queen b3. And I feel as long as he doesn't develop bishop on c8, then I'm never ever in any trouble. Okay, take on b7. Don't know why he did this. Seems unnecessary. I'll take rook d1. And am I not just a pawn up, I ask thee? Bishop b5, there's knight c3. So no worries there. And otherwise, I think he's hard-pressed to find reasonable compensation. Yeah, now I'm dropping back. No shame in this particular retreat, as far as I can see. Okay. Yeah, just rook d2, I believe. Or yeah, I do have b3, bishop b5, knight c3, knight d4. There's, I think, many nasty options for him. And bishop d6. Yeah, it looks very good, actually. Obviously, I gotta speed up considerably. b3 is an ugly move, though. c3, bishop a6. Yeah, this is maybe not ideal, but I believe I'm still quite a bit better. If he doesn't take, I'll take and go d5. No, sorry, if he doesn't go f6, and if he goes f6, I'll go bishop f4. If g5, I'll take and bishop c1. Okay, he goes f6. Okay, d5, I suppose. Bishop c1 again. Yeah, okay, bishop b3. I don't have that much time, so I should just play at some point. But I am a pretty nice pawn up, so. But a lot can still happen. Okay, we'll go king h2. I think, and then knight a4 is the idea. Not allowing a fork on e2. Now there must be some ideas, right? d6. Damn it. Getting so short on time. But I am much better here. Rook b5. Oof. So short on time. So short on time. Maybe you can take and rook d2. I shouldn't have allowed this. Now he's got king f7. Damn it, damn it, damn it. This is no good. Simply no good. Time management is the stuff of absolute nightmares. And I don't even have, okay, I have rook c5. That's a good find at the very least. Because you cannot take on f2 because there's still going to be issues. Okay, I'm at least somewhat back in base. I'm winning a pawn. Take g4. He's getting desperate now. Oh, what do I do? King f3. Check. Go. g5. Pre-move. Take it. Knight d4. Pre-move. Yes. Okay, check. Rook g7. He lost some time. and I win. What a battle! Like that was a real battle. I was 2-0 up, and I just barely pull it off. So many games where I just think, and he just keeps on coming up with good moves to um, to make it difficult for me. So well done, Wesley. Great fight, and yeah, what can I say? I'm happy to have made it, if even if it was just barely.
Congratulations, Magnus. Was a very interesting match. Do you have time for a brief interview?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, so I have to ask, what made you decide to play F3 and kick F2 in game one?
Um, for the first game, basically, I just wanted to have some fun, and I'd been talking to some of my friends earlier today. Like, um, they'd been sort of saying like, why should we tune into this? And I needed to give them a reason.
I'm sure the viewers had some fun too. So, what are your thoughts about the event in general?
I thought the event was a lot of fun. I was a little bit skeptical to begin with to have increment, but I sort of I sort of like the increment now, which basically just means that you can yap a lot more, and I like that. Like the format is supposed to be not only about tryharding, but also talking a bit.
Okay, and next week we will be seeing you play in Norway chess. What are your expectations for the tournament?
I think it will be very, very interesting to play over the board again. Don't really know what to expect. Um, so you know, just a bit unusual to get back, but I think it will be a good event, definitely with very, very strong and interesting players.
Okay, thank you very much, Magnus, for your time, and we hope to see you back in Chess 24 very soon.
Thank you.